All right, story time.
Story time.
We have 3 stories for you guys. I'll let Nicole share the first one.
Okay,
Scary.
story number 1. Put us in the ER last week. I was having like pains in my stomach, so they decided it was time for me to go to the ER, and it turned out that they thought it was just like constipation and sent me back home with like a laxative and some pain meds, but my pain was just not getting better, and by the second day it was just like I couldn't take it anymore, so I had to go back to the ER. And long story short, I ended up having a bowel obstruction, which means that my intestines were kind of like twisted and no blood supply was getting to them, which is why I couldn't really function very well. So they had to do like just emergency surgery, and then that put me in the hospital stay for like a couple of nights. But everything's good, the baby's fine, I'm recovering now, so praise God that nothing worse happened and that we're okay. And
If they had waited a couple more hours, it could be a lot more complicated. It was scary. We're shaken by it, and we're also very happy that the Lord just was there, and Nicole's fine. She's still recovering. The baby is fine, and we're trying to learn from this experience and rejoice in the Lord. He's been good and faithful, like he always is.
yeah. Okay, story 2.
Story 2.
There's a lot more on a happy note. One of the girls from our U19 soccer team, the team that I coach with a couple of girls from Eagle staff, her name's Diana, and her story kind of starts, she's been playing with us for a couple years, but she started talking to one of our college participants over the summer, and just about God and who he is, and just who he could be in her life. And she just wasn't sure what she wanted to decide, or if she wanted to like go deeper in that. But she kept coming. She came to a couple Bible studies, and then every week at practice she's hearing about the Lord and just different things. So one night after practice, I was driving her home, and long story short, she told me she wanted to accept Christ, and we ended up praying like right there in the car. So that was so cool, and just her decision to walk with the Lord and give her life to him was, it was so uplifting. It was really cool.
Yeah,
so
and
just praise God for working on her heart.
We celebrate that. We want you to celebrate that as well. And our third story is about Nicoleo. Nicoleo's been with our urban program since day 1. He was one of the first 3 kids we ever got in touch with in the neighborhood, and is still around. He's heading to school now, getting some scholarship offers, and we're trying to help him through the process of getting to college. But about a month ago, we went to what we call a Midnight Classic at Trinity International University. I took my U19 to that event, and we were there from I think 4 in the afternoon to like 3 in the morning playing games. And during the ride, and then sitting in between games, just a chance to talk to the guys and see what's going on. They were asking questions about how Nicole and I met. So it was really cool to share like what a healthy, godly relationship should look like. But Nicoleo shared with me that how much the Lord's been answering his prayers. So which has been so cool to hear. He's grown a lot, and it's so fun to be a part of that process. And he actually asked the Lord for a chance to share Christ with a friend. And he told me he prayed about it, and that same day he met his friend at the park. They parked right across from each other, and they had a chance to talk. And Nicoleo shared Christ, invited his friend to go to a campus, which is like a small after school club for Christians. And so he was sharing with me how happy he was to share, to invite his friend, but also like how cool that the Lord answered his prayer like right there, and he was pumped about it, and I could see in his eyes. So these stories are so cool. We love them, to see our guys and girls, our boys and girls that grow in the Lord and see salvation happen, transformation,
and God answering prayer.
And in Nicoleo's case, is now like reaching out to his friends. So that's really cool. We want you to celebrate with us, and we rejoice in the Lord with those things.